Hello, Beacon students. My name is Mr. Jardy. You can call me Mr. G because my name is very hard to spell and sometimes it's hard to pronounce. People just don't know how to do that. So Mr. G is just fine. As a matter of fact, my high school art teacher used to call me Mr. G, so you can too. I'd love to tell you a little bit about myself before we kind of get into class. I have a family. My wife's name is Debbie. My daughter's name is Danielle. She's 19, her second year in college, and my son's name is James. He's 15, and he's going to be a sophomore this year. We're homeschooling him too. So other things about me, I love to draw, I love to paint, I love to create things. Sometimes people pay me to do portraits of their kids. I can show you those throughout the year too. Another thing I like to do is I lead mission trips to Haiti. Love to be able to be the hands and feet of Jesus by serving others. We deliver clean water to people who don't have access to clean water, and we just get to love on those people and love on the kids there. So it's one of my very biggest passions, and that actually comes into some of the drawings that I do. As a matter of fact, you can probably see one of those back there in the corner of my friend Lindor. I'm also a professional singer and guitarist, but I'm super excited to meet you all and just take you on this wonderful journey that we call drawing. So my hope is that we have fun doing this. My hope is that you get to learn things that you never thought that you'd be able to do, and maybe even be able to share that with other people. So since this is a drawing class, I'll briefly go over what we're going to do the first half of the year. The first thing that we're going to do the first week that we actually get together when I'm with you is we're going to go over the basis, the very basis of drawing, which is the line. Ooh, the line. I know it sounds not so exciting, but we'll also do some control techniques and we'll have fun with it too, so I'll make sure that we do that. Following that, we'll get into shape. No, not that kind of shape. Shapes like this and this and this. I know, it sounds so basic, but we're going to make it fun, and it is necessary in learning to draw. Beginning in November, we talk about baseline and depth, learning how to create 3D drawing, and we'll also learn how to make a housefly. Not the insect, a house fly. Then we'll get more advanced, and we're going to jump into light and shadow, which sounds kind of boring, but the project that we do has become a favorite among students. Then we're going to tackle the concept of overlapping. We'll explore the idea of creating multiple objects in a 3D space with a project called Caterpillar Invasion. Finally, we're going to tie all of these ideas and lessons together and really learn one of the most important rules of drawing, which is called perspective. And that'll end our first semester. Whoa, I know, my background changed, right? I had to change it just to do a couple of other things. And maybe to be able to speak clear without some noise in the background. Ha. Okay, now for our project for the day. We're talking about doing a self-portrait. So how many of you have taken a selfie before? How many of you have drawn a selfie? How many of you forgot that I can't really see you right now? I'm guessing that most of you have drawn many things in your lifetime. But I'm guessing many have never actually sat down, like an artist might, looked at a setting like a room or a forest or a lake and spent some time actually drawing what you see. You see, success at drawing comes down to being able to take what you see and put that down on paper accurately. Basically, to look hard at something and to draw it. So now, if we could do that, we would all be just fantastic artists. But that's not how most of us are created. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn. When I had questions about drawing, I would go to my art teacher and I'd ask him what I needed to know. And then he would always say, well, draw what you see. Which sometimes would bother me, but he was right. Draw what I saw. I needed to learn how to draw what I saw. So has anybody actually ever done this before? Draw what you see? Now, most of us probably think that we've never done that before, but I think that you probably have. Matter of fact, the first time that I probably ever drew what I saw was probably this. That's my first name, Jeff. Mr. G or Jeff. So I'm guessing it's probably the same with you. Maybe your family member or a teacher showed you that this is what a J looks like. and then an E, and so on. So we looked at those weird lines and curves, and we tried to, copy what we saw. So mine probably looked like this here when I first learned how to. Probably something like that. But I was trying to, I would do this line, and then I would try to copy that line by looking at what I saw. And that may be like the last time that you've ever drawn what you saw. By learning those letters when you're doing your ABCs, you're actually drawing what you see. Learning to draw is very much the same, only we have to learn the rules to make our drawing turn out right. So that's really how I'm going to lead you into your first project. We call this an exercise, really. I'd like you to take the picture of yourself and draw what you see from the picture. But try not to draw what you think you look like, but what you see on the picture. Now this part is super important. Do your best work. There won't be any grading or comparing one drawing to another. Each of us is on a different level, you see. And some may have learned some of these skills already, but some other ones maybe haven't learned these skills, and that's okay. The reason why we're doing this is so that we can use it in a comparison to another drawing that we'll be doing after we've learned some new skills, and then hopefully you'll see some improvement. So I want to show you some really cool videos of artists doing self-portraits just with a pencil. I'd like you to pay attention, look carefully at how the artists are holding the pencil, how they work their way through the drawing, how they might make light lines, and how they might make dark lines, and how they might make lines that are kind of in between those two. I don't expect you to have drawings like theirs, though. That would be like asking you to do long division before you even learned how to add or to count even. So most of all, super important, have fun. Think of it as a puzzle. Take your time. If you don't finish it here, you can take it home and finish it. That's okay. So if you brought the picture of yourself, put that next to you. If you didn't, I should have a couple of pictures to draw from up on the screen, and you can choose which one that you would like. Each of you will get a piece of paper. You can use the pencils that you brought. You can also use the eraser. Write your name on the top right corner. That's pretty important because we want to know whose drawing it is when we do our other one later on. Okay, so we're almost ready. Watch these pretty amazing videos for some inspiration. And this is very important, so listen carefully. It does not matter if you do well on this. It's just an exercise. It's for fun. If you end up with 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, you're doing pretty good. If for some reason you end up with 3 eyes, no mouth, and a foot where your ear is supposed to be, it's okay to flip your paper over and you can use the back side. So use the time left in class to finish. You can also finish at home. Bring it back if you don't finish it here. Otherwise, you can hand them in and I will keep them until the end of the semester so we can compare them. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I look forward to meeting you all on October 1st. We'll see you then.